Hi, this is Phil DeBella and you're listening to FlashCast by PDB. Today I want to talk about love. Yes, I said it, love. I find it very interesting. It's a topic that a lot of people are confronted with, but let's talk love. Firstly, what is love? Well, it says, one of the definitions of many says love is a deep and tender, ineffable feeling of affection and solicitude toward a person, such as that arising from kinship, recognition of attractive qualities, or a sense of underlying oneness. Very, very interesting. And that one comes from the definition of the tests of true love. It gives that very, very deep and inspiring meaning of what love is. But what I want to specifically talk about, and I'm not sure if people have heard about it, is the 5 love languages. And it's quite common. There's books written about it. And if you really want to, what I want to do is dissect and analyze it a little bit and talk about it from my perspective. And it's a great way to have a look at that. Not everybody is the same. It's one of those really, really cool concepts that the 5 love languages, which is words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, and physical touch. Now, note that each one is important and expresses love in its own way. And it's important for you to know your favorite love language, but also your partners and the children's and the people around you that you adore and cherish and love, to know their love languages. Because, as I was saying before, the concept, and why I love this concept, is that it proves that not everyone is the same. Love is love. And we all show love in different ways, and we all want to receive love in different ways. And of course, the best way to love somebody is to know how they wish to receive love. What's their favorite way to receive love? And of course, for them to know yours. And it's amazing when we just talk about love that people think that love is about amorous relationships or sexual relationships or relationships with our girlfriends, our wives, partners, our husbands. Whereas love is about everything. Love for community, love for your coworkers, love for your dentist, your doctor. There's different types of love. There's different. You love people in different ways, and unfortunately, a lot of the world, when we hear the word love, it's one of those things we shy away. Or, and something that Jana and I really talk to our kids about is love, and not being afraid to express love. And it's good to love people on different levels for different reasons. But again, back to the 5 love languages, and if we look at them again, and I'll break them down one by one. So words of affirmation, a lot of people, and this represents, there's a study, so Chapman did a study that breaks down the percentages of what people love, and the breakdown so far is that 23% of people, their number one love language is words of affirmation, that they want to receive, positive words. They want people to tell them things. They want them to say nice things. They want them to say and how they feel. So they really accept love by words. And that's 23% of people, which is quite astonishing. Quality time comes in as an equal second with 20%. And again, this is according to Chapman, who did the study. Quality time is 20%. So people want to see love, and the love language they want is about having loved ones spend quality time with them. The third, which came in at equal second, was acts of service. So 20% also said acts of service. So people doing things for me, being there when I need them, helping me in difficult times, in good times. That is how I prefer to see love, is what 20% of people said is acts of service. The next one is physical touch, was 19%. So 19% was physical touch. Being touched was whether it's a hug, a kiss, a cuddle, a pat on the head. They want to be. 19% of people actually see physical touch as their preference when it comes to love language. And coming in last, but again, 18%. So the disparity was between 23% and 18%, which is quite phenomenal. Was receiving gifts. And gifts don't have to be big, elaborate gifts. Gifts can be small little things. A flower picked from the garden. A gift can be, a blanket for somebody in need. A gift can be, buying food for somebody that needs it in the community. So 18% came in. So again, in order, words of affirmation was 23%. Quality time was 20%. acts of service was 20%, physical touch was 19%, and receiving gifts was 18%. Now, as you all know, as regular listeners of FlashCast by PDB, I talk about things in terms of personal, professional, and family. And this is no different. So on a personal level, what's the love language? And for me, it is really around words of affirmation and quality time. To me, it really is that people showing me that they love me by spending quality time with me and words of affirmation, what they say to me. And it's not about telling me things that are going to, make me feel invincible. Sometimes the words of affirmation are telling me to pull my head in, not just positive, but also telling me when I'm not behaving the right way or when I need to be better or when I'm out of line. That is someone showing me love as well. So it's not just positive words. And of course, quality time. It's not the quantity of time, it's quality of time. What are we actually doing together? Sitting together, watching a movie, or versus sitting next to each other on our iPhones. It's quality time that's important to me. In terms of professional, I always found that it was acts of service. It was words of affirmation and acts of service. So in terms of business and professional, the love language preference there for me is all about words of affirmation and acts of service. People telling me whether what we're doing is right or wrong or how they feel. So using words and acts of service, being in service to the company, being in service to me, is very, very important. And in terms of myself personally, it really is about words of affirmation. It's all about telling myself positive stuff, looking more into the future rather than the revision mirror. That's how I show my self-love. Is important to me, is to tell myself words of positivity and looking forward and being futuristic. That's what's really important. On all three levels, receiving gifts is last. It's not about receiving gifts. For me, it never has been. Physical touch is important, but the timing of that. So I'd have to say, if you look at the Chapman study and, the words of affirmation are the most common primary love language, but only by a small margin, my beliefs and what I like personally would follow his results across personal, professional and family. That the way I see love, if I had to rank the 5, is words of affirmation, quality time, acts of service, physical touch and receiving gifts. What does the analysis of this tell me? That as humans, we're pretty similar. Now, yours might change around and all the rest of it, but even by changing, you'll see that the percentages are quite similar. So to me, in wholeness, and if you look at wholeness and completedness, is that we have amazing love in our lives when we have a really good harmonious relationship with ourselves, with our professional people and with our family and friends, when there's a bit of everything, where there's the words of affirmation, the quality time, the acts of service, the physical touch and the receiving of gifts. And if we tie that all together in summary, if we want to show more love, if we want to receive more love, then what we should be doing is we should be making sure that we're very conscious, firstly, about the people around us and what they love. We should be conscious about what we love, and that we should be conscious about, going above and beyond to be able to do and understand the 5 languages of love, the words of affirmation, the quality time, the acts of service, the physical touch and receiving gifts. And I think if we're a lot more focused and we're a lot more proactive and we're a lot more, aware of this, then automatically we'll show more love and receive more love. And as I say, love does make the world go round. And I think the world, as it experiences change and evolution, which is normal, and everyone's got a lot more of an opinion, and there's a lot more negativity at times, and there's a lot more access to having a voice. I think that people need to be a lot more conscious about love. They need to understand what love really is. And I think the 5 languages of love, or the 5 love languages principle, is a very good way for people to go about and be able to do more research. So, how about we show each other a bit more love? And get on and be better at what we do. Until next time, you've been listening to Phil DeBella, and this is FlashCast by PDB.